Hello and welcome to another Gags Tandon show. Today, I'm joined by my buddy Agya too.
Not there. About time on this one, isn't it?
Cam Branch is
Oh,
here, my friend, my brother. How are you doing, dude?
I'm better after that. That was a bit of a nervy one, to be honest.
It
So,
was a nervy one. It was
I
a
think we're
nervy
going to go
one,
away
but
with it a little bit.
yeah, I mean, Liverpool always do things in, the hard way. But today, in
Yeah,
fact, it didn't. You know what? When you watch that, I bet you if we watch that game back, it'll probably be a different game to watch.
yeah, I get that. But ultimately,
Maybe a bit more relaxed.
yeah, I mean, if that game had finished a draw, we would be sat here now thinking that was a good point because of Bournemouth had some really good opportunities in that game. They hit the
Yeah.
woodwork twice, and they missed a really good chance with Clivert where he had the open goal. So I think to walk away with 3 points is just phenomenal in the grand scheme of what we're trying to achieve this season. So really, really pleased in that regard.
I think
We
we
were
should praise
never
them.
ever comfortable, were we?
No, I think we should praise them. I think we should praise them heavily. They're a really, really well-organized team with some fast players, with some very confident players at the moment because of the run they were in. So to go there and do this and win at this point in time was great. And actually, that's a good segue into getting the stats up. If you can, Jack, we could just have a quick look at those numbers. And they got 1 xG and they had 4 big chances. Cam, I mean, I think the xG should be higher, but maybe the big chances are counting. I mean, I can't remember 4. I could definitely remember 1. The Semenyo one wasn't a big chance. It was a tight angle and he hit the post from it. It was actually a really good shot. So, credit to him. We conceded 14 shots as well for 1 xG and 14 shots. Wow, it's pretty low. And I think our xG is inflated by the penalty because it's always going to be a big one, like 0.5, 0.6 or whatever it goes. It goes quite high with a penalty.
Penalties are usually 0.8 of a chance, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's an 80 chance you're going to score with a penalty.
Exactly. So there you go. That's why it's that high. But still, 1.8 without it. We did like have quite a lot of shots against them today. So it wasn't like it was just always all one way. And you can see by the possession, very tight game. Very tight game.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the accurate passes there, 342 to 318, 82%, 79. And that just shows there wasn't a lot in it. And Damo's spot on there with his prediction of a 2-0 win. Not sure it was as calm as you like, though, but it was definitely a great prediction there. You should have put some money on that one, Damo.
Yeah, I think we should say thanks to Jack as well for helping us out with putting the stats up here for us and producing today. But yeah, if we can go back to the two of us, Jack, instead of the stats, I think that's enough. I don't really want to talk about those stats anymore because they don't look too good. They look all right. Ryan Gravenberch with some brilliant numbers against Bournemouth, won the most tackles, won the most duels, made the most recoveries, 93%. Pass completion. Yeah. What's your thoughts? I personally thought he was the best midfielder today, better than Dom and Mac today. Grav.
Yeah, I mean, Grav was head and shoulders above the two of them. I thought as well. Dom was struggling in the first half, especially. He just couldn't get his feet right on 2-3 occasions, and we had some promising attacks breakdown because of that. Mac was just his usual efficient self. He wasn't doing anything outstanding, and then got caught with that silly yellow, and then it was the right thing to do to stop him because it would have been another foul and he would have been sent off. So that was a good decision and it gave Curtis a bit of game time as well. And obviously Curtis was involved with the assist for the second goal, and he started to move on the edge of our box as well. So that would do him the world of good coming back and being involved in an important part of the game, which is essentially the goal that killed the game off. So yeah, it was good all round. But yeah, Ryan was superb in that regard. Didn't really put a foot wrong, did he?
No.
It would just be nice to see him maybe get closer to the box and maybe have the odd shot, or try and get more involved in the odd goal here and there. See, I don't think he's
the deepest of the three. So he doesn't have that. I don't think he has that freedom just yet. He tries to sometimes go forward and have a couple of shots, but he's probably the least likely to go out of the three. Chris just said, "Good scrappy win today. If you want to win the league, You got to win games like this. Big 3 points onto the derby, and Storming a Teacup has joined us saying, "Wow, boom." And the league table does look pretty good. Maybe we can get the league table up, Jack. That would be nice, just to rub it in.
We're 9 points clear, aren't we?
Yeah, those Arsenal fans.
And it's the same number of games.
Yes. So here it comes. Look at that. 56 points. And to be honest, we've still got a game in hand over Forest with that. So 9 points clear of Forest with a game in hand looks good right now. Looks good. If Arsenal can lose tomorrow, that would be pretty sexy. Pretty sexy, I think.
Well, I'm happy with a draw tomorrow because
me too.
It discounts City a little bit as well.
But the preference is always. I don't care about City. I think the preference is always that they lose. I'd rather Arsenal be worried about City catching them than City are closer to them than they are closer to us right now. So
yeah, that's right. City would then suddenly be 3 points behind Arsenal, and Arsenal will be looking over their shoulders more than looking at us, maybe, and that will be good as well. So if you look at our last 5 results for Liverpool and Arsenal, it's exactly the same: 3 wins and 2 draws. City have got the extra win over the draw there. They got 4, and obviously Forest with that big loss last week. But wow, did they have a result today? So
we're level. That one around. We're level with City now, though, Cam, and it's 15 points. I just don't see City climbing that back. That's it, So we'll have a game in hand over them tomorrow if they beat Arsenal as well. So it's not like I said, I'm not too worried about anything below Forest, and I'm not really actually worried about Forest either, to be honest. So yeah, it's just Arsenal for me at the moment that the worry, and if they can lose tomorrow, it'll be beautiful. We got a clean sheet, Storm? Absolutely. Ali was man of the match probably for us. Ahmed, I was worried about the game, but Mo Salah, what a player. We'll talk about Mo in a bit as well. Any others we want to go through? Last season, goal ratio. One of our friends at Anfield Index we had 51 points, 2 loss after 23. This season, 56 and only 1 loss. Wow. We lost game 23 last season. No. Super chats are available, folks, so please do support our channel. Chris on the last one out was helping us a lot. Thank you very much, Chris. We do appreciate it for doing that. And if you can support us, please do. We'll be here every single game, and we won't even miss one. Even when I'm away, we won't miss one. So, Tad, our brother, Tadiva, you need to join me on one of these shows afterwards, bro. You need to come and come and join us. Come on the video one time. So let's arrange it, please, on YouTube whenever you get a chance. Gags and Cam, do you believe this league is ours? If not, what's it going to take? Man United at Anfield was the moment last time, from when most of the cop started singing, "Now you're going to believe us." Great question, Cam. I had a chat with my daughter about this today. So I'll give my opinion straight after yours. What game do you think is it for you where the fans will start to sing that in belief, full belief?
Fully.
Can I go through the pictures with you?
Yeah, well, I know I pretty much know
it. Away, Wolves home. If we beat Spurs, Villa away will come in first, and then Man City away. So it'll become. So yeah, if we ignore Spurs and Plymouth, you got Everton, Wolves, but that Man City, right? If we beat Spurs, it's an if, because if we draw that game against Spurs go through, obviously. But if we beat them, the Villa game from late in March, where the cup final is, moves
forward
in between Wolves and City, and it's away. So it'll be Everton away, Villa away, City away. In the next, it's nuts. And then the next 11, 7 are at home. The last 11 games, 7 games are at home. So I would say, if you scroll back up, basically these next 3 away games. If you keep scrolling a little bit more, is there further up or does it go? Because look at the away games we had, before this, it's not there, but we had Brentford away and Forest away before this, Cam. So if you think about it, there are some. It's been a real rough away. Forest away, Brentford away, Bournemouth away, Everton away, maybe Villa and City away. All those away games.
For me, we had a lot of them, didn't we?
Yeah, which game do you think it is that does it?
There's 2 for me.
Go on, then.
It'll be the City away. If we beat City away, I think that might knock the wind out of Arsenal's sails. But then it will come to the Arsenal game at Anfield. We beat Arsenal at Anfield. That's it. That's the game.
That's ages away, dude. That's in the last 5
I
games.
know,
It'll be done before then.
Will it?
So for the fans to start believing and singing, now you're going to believe it. Same as Man United. You think it's going to be all the way to when we play Arsenal, which is when? It's like May, innit? It's the 10th of May, blood. What are you talking about? You haven't had a fucking laugh. If it's fucking 5 points at that point, we've had
all right. Let's look at it. Well, I didn't realise it was that far. It was 3 games before the end of the season. That one. Go back up a bit, Jack, for us. So
there you go. That's it. That's the one. Oh right, no. Okay. Further up. Everton. It's Everton away first. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got. Oh, it is tricky, isn't it? For me, I think it's either going to be that City game or keep going down.
Newcastle home's big as well.
Newcastle home is big but they lost today, didn't they?
Yeah.
Can you believe that? They lost to Fulham, didn't they? 2-1. So
Fulham are a good side. I don't like
they
their
weren't last week. They were dire last week, weren't they?
Whenever they bloody play us, they're decent.
Yeah.
Real professional will win, Ali says, the sort of Fergie's United would do on the way to a title, plus a contentious referee decision. Opposition fans will fume about. Tremendous. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But let's just get this. I'm with Cam. I'd rather they drew. I have PTSD when it comes to
exactly that.
That's fine.
Exactly
I'd rather they lose. I'm loving all the haters fuming to win. It says it's me, Everest. They were hoping the cherries would help them, but we literally popped their cherries, mate.
Good one. I like that.
Dave Hendricks says Alisson man of the match by a country mile, so he agrees with me. Absolutely. They didn't give any updates on Trent at all. Brundish says it's a quad. Oh, he thinks he is, just from watching it. Brundish also says best player in the world, plays for Liverpool. Sing his fucking name, lads. Greatness should be celebrated. We need some spaces in there. Ed, Steve Nicol has joined us, the legend. It's ours. We win all of our home games. Absolutely. Wow. If we win, we've won the title. Mo Salah's performance, 2 goals, 4 shots, 41 out of 33. Accurate passes 80%, 2 chances created.
That should be the other way around, shouldn't it? How can you have 41 out of 33 accurate passes?
Yeah, true. 31 out of 40, 33 out of 41. I shouldn't just read, should I? Have we played anyone decent yet? No, absolutely not.
No.
We haven't.
We haven't played anybody above us in the league yet either.
The question from Tad yet. I need to get there, but we'll just get through all these comments because people are so kind. Andrew Beasley, former AI guy, LFC have made the 10th best start after 23 games of PL history. The title is waiting down the road. Now, before we do any more comments, I'll answer because me and Grizz had this chat where it was 10 wins left. So now it's 9 wins left, right? 9 more wins wins the title. Okay, and how many games? 23. We got what? So 15 games. 9 out of 15. Yeah. If Arsenal lose tomorrow, right?
That goes to 8.
8 wins. Yeah. So let me just tell you this. If we beat Everton, if we beat City, and we are 12 points clear, right? It's down to 6 games left with 12 points ahead. You can start bloody singing it, mate, at the Etihad. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Yes, 12 points with 6 games left to win out of 12. Like, you need to win 50% of your games. That is shit. That's like 1.45 points per game average to end the season. Like, that's Fulham fucking shit. Like, come on, Cam. It's one time. Like, the numbers speak for themselves. If
you know what winning,
it is. And then Arsenal might still lose, right? More games. You get to see.
No. Again, I appreciate that. And you're 100% right. You're 100% right. Yeah. Fine. But I'm too old in the tooth. Yeah. When you get to my age, and you've seen everything Liverpool have done from. I've been watching them since my first Liverpool game was the 1977 FA Cup final when we lost to United 2-1. Yeah,
you missed it.
He's right. I am confused because I don't know what's going to happen. I'm genuinely at the same time. As much as I want to be, Liverpool top of the league, we're going to win the league. Yeah.
No. We're not saying that. We asked
that fear in the back of my mind.
Tad just asked, what game will it be
Go
where
on.
the fans sing it, where the fans start singing, not us, like the fans, like the people that are following in the stadium, right? Where you really believe,
Etihad.
yeah, it's
Etihad.
got to be, right?
It'll
If
be
we
the
win,
Etihad.
if
It'll be
we
the Etihad.
win at the
Because
Etihad,
if we win, because we'll be rubbing it in their faces as
Yeah.
well, and it will be the game where Arsenal were really hoping that we were going to lose that game, and it
this
will
one, yeah,
probably deflate them. So that's why I said right at the beginning, the City game.
yeah, absolutely. No pressure on Lego Head and Arsenal then. Yeah. No, after Salah, who's your man of the match? Well, Salah wasn't man of the match. Ali was.
Well, he was for
sure.
me.
No, it was Ali for me. I
No,
think
it was-
Ali
it was-
made 2 or 3 big saves. We lose that 3-2, you know. So right at the end as well, could have been an own goal.
Yeah, there was that one save at the end, but what other ones did he really make that were like, you know, I don't remember him making big saves. Sorry, what?
Semenyo
big
one
saves
was
did
a
he
big
make?
save.
Which Semenyo one?
When he came round the edge and then he was like basically in front of him one-on-one. It was an angle, but he had to save it.
Oh yeah, that was. But at the end of the day, for me it was Mo. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying Ali didn't have a great game. I don't think, honestly, really anybody was exceptional in the Liverpool team today. Nobody really stood out. I just think it was a good performance. Wasn't a great performance by us. Yeah, it wasn't a great performance by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a good, solid performance. Nobody stood out. Everybody did a reasonably good job. Nobody was really, really poor where you can criticise any player heavily. The fullback struggled a little bit, but that was expected today. They've got two really good wide. He wasn't brilliant. He wasn't awful for me. He wasn't as good as he's been. His levels have dropped without a doubt. I mean, but there's been a couple of games recently where he's really, from that United game, he suddenly picked up a couple of levels, which was not difficult, obviously. But I don't think he was awful today. He wasn't great. He wasn't good, but he was okay. Like I say, nobody was particularly really, really bad for me, but nobody stood out. So the only reason I said Mo is man of the match because he scored the 2 goals. And
yeah. Well, the second goal is
this class.
Let's go back. Let's roll back because we're all over the place here. Because when you're on, this is going to happen. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no agenda. We just talk because we're mates, right?
That's how it is.
Prescott says great win in some individual performances. Salah, of course, but also Virgin, Kadate, and Alisson were absolutely brilliant too. Fair play. The penalty, then let's go back. So I mean, Damo wants to watch AFTV. So do we, blood. So do we, blood. So do we, blood. So the penalty. What was your initial thought, and then did you see the proper replays, and then did it change your mind?
Well, obviously, I was listening to the game on the radio, Gags. I didn't watch the game. There's no way of watching a 3:00 game. So I'm watching some highlights.
Bullshit.
So watching some highlights. I did post something on Blue Sky, and you can see Cook actually catches as Gakpo's running in front of him. He catches his left foot as it's as it's the trailing leg, and then then flicks across. And Gakpo then kicks himself. And Cook knows this. That's why he didn't protest in any way. There was nothing like, oh, ref, I didn't touch him or anything like that. He knew straight away. And the player's reaction tells you everything. I mean, you look at it from the front, you don't see it. It doesn't look like a penalty. You look at it from behind, you see it, and then you see, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's how many times have we seen it outside the area where players they haven't done it deliberately? It's not.
No. I don't think it was an intentional one.
But ultimately, it stopped Gakpo, and it enabled then Cook to clear the ball for what would have then been a corner. Ultimately, if the referee hadn't given it.
Well, no one knows. Gakpo in those positions is lethal.
Well, that's his forte now. That this season, those are the goals he's been scoring where he's been coming in from the left onto his right, bang. Far corner, every time. So, it's a penalty. I mean, it's not debatable ultimately. I think that is probably the only decision in the whole game that I thought the referee actually got spot on. I thought the referee was quite
bad.
poor today, to be fair.
So
Yeah, he wasn't great.
So many
Yeah,
times it just went by the wayside. I wanted to just double down on the penalty decision. I agree with you. The feed I was watching, it was like, somebody just sent it to me, like, I just, it just happened to be on my screen.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. That one, I only saw the angle from the front.
Yeah, and then it doesn't look it.
And I was like, that is not a pen. It's just like the visual of it, because the leg, there is a touch, but you can't really see it. And that's why
you can't see the actual touch.
Everyone on socials is going nuts, because it's like, that's not a pen. As soon as you get the reverse angle, as soon as you can see the clip,
it's clear as
day that it's a pen. So, I just thought it was good. It was a really good It's a really good decision. Cam is old, Baji says. Why is he trying to reclaim his youth with that baseball cap look?
Because my hair is in a really bad state, so I didn't want to.
Adam's got some other Adam's got some other calculation going on. 7 wins max to win the CL. What? Okay, CL.
No, that's fine. Champions League.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's all right. I thought it said PL then. I was like, where is he going? Trevor says, very professional today. Thank you, Trevor. Not going to lie, I'm sure Arsenal will make it easier by losing a couple of games. No Saka for a while. Arsenal guard of honor at the Arsenal match incoming, Jan. Oh my God,
that would be poetic.
Yeah, and he did have 3 big saves, one at the end as well, for sure.
Yeah.
Ahmed says, I think the next game against Everton, I will probably start singing. If we win the next game, we're going to win the league. Wow. And that would be great. That would be great. I'd love it. I mean, just beating them on the last time. Yeah, feel me blood. What the hell? I can't do it. I can't do the accent. I just can't.
No, I definitely can't do it.
About my blood clot young. What the hell?
About my blood clot young.
Yeah, Obama. I can't do it. I can't do it.
What's Dan Kennett saying?
But Robbo's best game of the season. No weaklings today. 1 to 11 were great. Nah, I don't agree with Kennett at all. Rose tinted glasses completely. I thought Szoboszlai worked his ass off, but wasn't very good with the ball at all today. I thought he lost it so many times. He slipped. His passes were weird. His shots were going all over. He just he had the wrong boots on, and they had no other sizes for him. So I completely disagree with Dan. And maybe the second watch and the analysis is different, but on the first watch, that was horrific from Dom. What were your thoughts? I love Dom. I'm a big advocate, by the way.
Yeah, no, Dom's been fantastic for us this season, but I just don't think he had a great game today. I just think, first off, like I said to you earlier, his feet were getting mixed up. He was trying to do these little quick spins in the middle, and he kept losing the ball, and he just didn't have a great game, but he didn't have a poor game by any stretch of the imagination. He was involved in a lot. His work rate is phenomenal. And the energy he brings. There's been games this season where he hasn't played, and we've missed that energy. So no, he was okay. Nothing more, nothing less.
Most Premier League seasons with 20 goals and 10 plus assists. Mo Salah 3, Thierry Henry 2. No other player in history has more than one such season. There's only one record that Mo's looking for, and that's 20 goals, which he's got, and 20 assists in a season. Only one player has done that, and that's Mr. Thierry Henry. So we need the assist monster to turn up again in Mo in these last, 16 or 15 games. And talking about an output monster, Mr. Cody Gakpo has turned into goals, assists, winning penalties, into the big. It's just huge from him. I wasn't a big fan, I have to admit, but this season he's proving me completely wrong. And whilst he has these quiet games, he pops up in the big moments and does big things, and that's what you want. You want winners, and he's definitely turning into a winner for us. Yeah,
he's been exceptional this season for us. The difference this season compared to last season is chalk and cheese for me, and you see that not just with Gakpo though. You see it with many players. It's the tweaking the formations, it's tweaking the systems, it's the tweaking the style of play, and it's allowing individuals to flourish. And there's multitude of reasons for that. One, we've got really good players who've got football brains, technically very good. They've got the pace, they've got the power, and they work really well as a team. And if you get all those things right, I mean, look at Bournemouth now. They're not world class players by any stretch of the imagination, but they're all very, very good. their aggression in their press is exceptional, and they don't allow teams to play. And when you've got that, as well as a good setup, a good manager, that's why we weren't as good as we could have been today. So that's why this result today, it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah.
All-time most 20 plus goals in the top flight season. Gordon Hudson with 7, Roger Hunt 5, Mo Salah 5, gone up now past Ian Rush on 4. Wow, that's I thought Rushy would have had more than 4. I really did. That's probably just the league, right? I guess.
Yeah, it would be 20 plus goals in the league. Yeah. Oh well, you think so?
Yeah, that's a mad one. That is a mad one. I want to check that.
Yeah.
So the penalty then, after we've talked about the decision, what a penalty.
It's probably the best one he's taken in a long, long time. I mean, the fact that Kepa just sort of didn't know what to do with it at all, did he? He just sort of fell to the left and just knew he wasn't getting anywhere near it. So I don't think I've seen him strike a penalty as well as that for a long time. Even the back of the goal went up, according to the radio. So
I thought you could see how nervous he was as well as he was taking it. He was doing his proper breathing. Yeah, you saw that then, right, on the radio.
They said it. They commentated on that, and but Mo has said previously he doesn't like taking penalties.
But he did the job for us, and at that point, I think they then went on to hit the post. They did pressure us a little bit towards the end of the half, and then they came out second half, and I thought we again started really poorly second half. They were all over us again.
That private header that went over the bar because the other attacker got in front of him, and then
exactly was a chance.
They had another shot, which I can't remember what that shot did, but they definitely had another shot in the first 5 minutes of the second half. And then going on later on, they had that when the Tavernier came on, hit the post, and then Clivert put it wide. They had opportunities, and like I say, if that game had been a draw, like I said earlier, we're going. At least we didn't lose.
Yeah,
that's how close the game was. Even though you look at the score now, and you're going to think, "Oh, it's comfortable 2-0 win." Look at when the goals were scored: 30th minute, 78th minute, whatever it was. And you can, 75th minute, I think it was. And you're thinking, that was a comfortable 2-0 win.
Bring that
routine.
Back.
But it wasn't anything but routine. Anything but routine today.
This is the second half stats, and that tells you 4 big chances. 4 big chances. The first half was comfortable. Second half was where we really got it. Like, we really needed that second goal, and that's when. I mean, Curtis came on for Maka after Maka was proper. Should have maybe got sent off for a second yellow, or at least was on that tight line or that walking the tightrope. And we break, and Diaz is on the left because Gakpo's gone off. He's had a full, played some minutes in midweek with PSV, and then I just think Curtis people in Discord were having a right go at Curtis because he was holding it in the middle, but he won a free kick, and it was actually that's what he was brought on to do, was to hold the ball, get free kicks, stop the Colin balance of play,
kill the game
on top of us, and people were like, "Curtis, you almost cost us." It's like, what? He just won a free kick. What's the almost? The absolute is that he just won a free kick. That's the fact. So it's like, and then everyone's on his case. I'm like, yo, what's the bias? And what does Curtis do? Go on the other side, have a couple of great touches inside the build-up, then creates for Mo in the box, and what a finish, Mo.
Oh, it was the guy's world class. He's been showing that all season. He's shown that for the last 7 seasons. He's a phenomenal player. I mean, first couple of seasons he was scoring a lot of those goals, and they've dried off for the last couple of seasons. And I think he's had a couple this season like that now. And he's not scoring as many. If you look like highlight reels of Mo, when he was first here, that was his forte. Don't let him get on his left foot inside the box. He's just going to curl it into top corner.
It's been a while since he did.
Yeah, I think he's done 1 or 2 this season, but not as many as he normally has. So no, I mean, I just saw a really interesting bit on the stats there as well. our pass accuracy was only 75% in the second half, and
Poor.
that
They
is
press
really
well,
poor.
man. They press
Yeah,
so
and
well.
they were second half. They came out really aggressive against us. They didn't let
Really.
us settle. They didn't let us play, and that shows. Their pass accuracy was only 79%, so it wasn't great from them as well. But
It's because we press well too, Cam. You know, both
yeah,
teams.
we would have
really
done. Yeah.
presence. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have done. You know what bugs me listening to the radio. Obviously, I know it's really just something silly, and it's something that Aaron just touched at. Aaron Pickard saying Darwin winning the throw, and love his work rate. That should be. When it comes to us taking a throw, we can never seem to find a player to throw the ball to. Yet whenever the opposition have the ball, they always have an easy throw out. Why?
Well, we lost it. We got rid of the throwing coach in it. That's why.
Of course, that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
I want to go back to Righty Red says huge win, Houston. I want to go back to Aiden's comment. This is the key, I think, Cam, from this result is that everyone expected some drop points today because remember 100%. Bournemouth beat Forest 5-0, beat Man City,
Newcastle,
beat Arsenal, beat Newcastle away. They're on a run.
Yeah.
And this one
they
was
were 11 games unbeaten.
Yes, come on, get Liverpool points to drop again. I mean, the good thing is this was kind of this was a free game for us because Arsenal got City tomorrow and hoping they're dropping points. If we drew here and they drew, we'd be kind of the same place. But now that they've got City, because of this disheartening thing from Aiden, great point, they must be shitting tomorrow. Like, you just got to be thinking, they're like, oh my God, we're 9 points behind and we've got to play Man City. A resurgent Man City as well.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the key there. It's a resurgent Man City. They've suddenly found a little bit of form over the last few games. If we went back to the league table out of the last 5 games, they've got the best record out the top 3 or 4. They've won 4 and drawn 1. So they are getting back slowly to the levels that they were at previously. And so, as you can see, pretty much last 5 games, they're the form team.
Yeah, I mean, form for me is normally 10 games. So
I know, but I can only go by the last 5 there, can't I? I mean, they've suddenly come from mid-table and they're suddenly back in the top 4. So that's not just 5 games. That's going to be 6, 7, 8 games.
I think that's because of Chelsea and Newcastle more than anything, though, because Chelsea started to lose and Newcastle started to lose a couple of games as well. They started to have those losses, which hurts. And Villa really started dropping a lot of points, loads of draws there for Villa as well. So, I can see what's been going on with all the other sides. But all I'm focused on really is not losing for the Liverpool team. And we're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they're 6 points behind. So, I mean, that's the closest they've been to the top 3 for a long time. If you're thinking in that, there were quite a few points behind at one stage. So they have been clawing points back slowly but surely. So tomorrow, I
would agree with you. I'm going to agree with you. They were 17 points behind us. Now they're 15 in that 5-game run. Great. Yeah. So if they do that, same thing, 2 points every 5 games, they will be how many points behind us? 9 at the end of the season. So what does that tell you, Cam? We're doing great. Yeah. We're doing absolutely
No. I'm just talking in the context of the Arsenal game tomorrow.
Yes.
So
if they lose, but you wouldn't want them to lose, right? You wouldn't want Arsenal to win because that's just
no. Arsenal have to drop. I want Arsenal to drop points all day tomorrow. So son-in-law's birthday today. Future son-in-law, Aaron's boyfriend, Gersh, he's a Man City fan. His birthday today. I want to be able to give him a birthday present tomorrow when we go out for a meal.
Well, happy birthday to him today, but tomorrow I hope it's a bad day. So your birthday can be nice at least.
No, we don't want City to lose. We don't want a bad day for him. We want City to take some points off Arsenal.
No, true. We want it to be a decent day then.
Yeah. So in that regards, we want City to take some points off Arsenal.
Oh yeah, of course.
And so I wouldn't say Arsenal are shitting it. I would say Arsenal may be a touch demoralised because of today's result. That would have had an effect on them. That would have had a negative effect on their mindset. And when you've got a manager who just conveys negativity at every opportunity. I mean, I could have said today, don't you think the ball was a bit strange, Gag? It never just seemed to quite reach our players. You think the ball was underinflated or something, That's what Lego Head would have come out with today.
Oh, well, maybe the pitch, I don't know, it just feels, maybe it was a bit windy down there. I don't know what it was, but something didn't feel right. And also, think they just pressed the hell out of us, so we were on edge. So just making bad touches here and there, and that happens when you're pressed really well. So Adam says, nice to get through a 2-goal win, but also tested with all the meaningful matches coming up. Absolutely, this is the kind of test we're going to get away from home. 58 watching live on YouTube at the moment. Please like the video, guys. We really appreciate you. Only 3 likes, so the math isn't looking. Come on, folks, you can like more. We would really appreciate you liking. And if you're on Twitter watching us on YouTube, come and join us. Let's do the embarrassing McLaren kind of meme. Come on over. Come and join us over on YouTube. Like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Send in a super chat. We'll get you up on the screen. We really appreciate it. I mean, we do that for everyone. But yeah, if you support us with the super chats, we do that too. Do you remember, Ahmed says, do you remember before the start of the season, all the TV pundits were talking about how Man City or Arsenal might win the league this season? Forget the pundits. Yeah. Me and Cam, we all thought that Man City, not just the pundits, brother. Everybody thought that they would. And that's fine because they were the best 2 teams last year. I don't think there's like anything wrong in what those pundits said. What's the greatest thing is that Slot's proven everyone wrong. And that's the amazing thing. These players have proven everyone wrong.
Somebody posted in Discord today the interview for Match of the Day, Gary Lineker and Arne Slot. It's only 16 minutes long, and it's a really, really insightful video.
Really
and Arne Slot even says in that, pretty much, he wasn't expecting us to be in this position.
Well, exactly.
You know, and I mean, he feels we have surpassed expectations, but the thing is, he's also said we are Liverpool Football Club, and this is what we should be doing. We should be challenging for the league title. We should be challenging for the Champions League. That is the bare minimum we should be doing every season. If we're not being talked about as challengers, we are failing as a football club. So we're right now, we're top of the table. We're 9 points clear. We've won 17. We've drawn 5. We've lost 1. I can read that on the screen there. So don't think I know that off my head. You know, we scored 56 goals. You know, we scored more goals than anyone. We've conceded less goals than anybody. We've conceded less than a goal a game. But the goals we conceded, a lot of them have been poor goals. We can still tighten up defensively. Defensively, we've not been as good as we should be.
No.
And, you know, we were brilliant at the beginning of the season. Then the beginning of the season, the middle half of that, the games we played so far, we started getting a bit sloppy. Started letting in quite a few silly goals. You know, the 3-3 at Newcastle, for example, perfect example of goals that we shouldn't have really been conceding. And then we're suddenly just beginning to tighten up. That 6. I've heard a stat on the radio earlier where the keeper said, but it was 6 clean sheets in the last 8 against Bournemouth. So,
wow, your radio must have had the same commentary that I had on my dodgy stream, dude. Like,
or maybe, I don't. You had a dodgy stream? How did you find? You didn't. Could have said me that.
So, Loudmouth Football thinks that Bournemouth guys deserve to win the game. Trent alone could have conceded 3. It's all medal and glory for getting 3 points, but these are the warning signs. One person changes the fate. Deserved is strong.
Say deserved.
We had the better chances. They probably had better big chances. To be fair, you're right there. I think had they won the game, I wouldn't have like said they were lucky. I wouldn't have. So maybe you've got something there. We deserve the penalty, so we did deserve to go ahead with that because they fouled someone in the box. You get given those. We were getting inroads in behind them first half. We were the better team. I think what you might be missing, Loudmouth, is that in the first half we're definitely ahead of them, like a better team. We just minimize their shots and everything, and then game state changes everything in the second half because we're ahead. So at that point, when you're ahead, you don't need to play that expansive game. It becomes a basketball game, which suits us. And then we won that too because we got the best goalie in the league. So whilst, maybe you have a point, but I think I'm going to back my team here and say I think we deserve to win the game. What about you, Cam?
I don't think Bournemouth deserve to win the game at all. I think, like I said before, if Bournemouth had come away with a point in that game, we wouldn't have disagreed with that point on reflection of how the game was. So, it was a very, very difficult game. They're a fantastic football team. They deserve all the credit they're getting. But ultimately, we went there, we put the ball in the back of the net, as we like to say, and 2 fantastic goals in that regard, because the penalty was one of the best penalties we've seen in a long time. As we said earlier, fantastic second goal. You give Mo that space in the box, so poor defending. Nobody's going to criticise their defender, are they? Their left back for what he did there.
No.
What did he allow him that much space to take that shot? Why didn't he close him down more? And
I agree.
so and he's a good defender. We would happily take Kirkez at left back for us. I think most Liverpool fans would. So yeah, I think overall, could Bournemouth have had a couple of goals? Yeah, probably. They certainly hit the woodwork twice, and then that deflection for Ali, the save at the end, I think was the bigger one. The big save where Semenyo that you mentioned earlier, that's the type of save I expect Ali to make.
Yeah.
He does that a lot. When it comes to like those one-on-ones, he's brilliant at it. It's almost become his stock's trademark save. So
yeah, so what Jimmy P just said there feels weird to say that Bournemouth are the best team we played. Best team we played this season, but it's true. I mean, it's close. They were really good.
I mean, Arsenal away were really good against us.
Yeah,
and Bournemouth were fantastic. Yeah,
to injury. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the Alisson save at the end was ridiculous below, and it was fantastic. I can always judge how nervous I am with the heart rate, and this game today, my heart rate was through the roof. Like it was through the roof the whole game. Yeah, I was just like, just want this to be won. Like I was desperate for the win today. I just wanted it to be done because this puts so much pressure. It's like the perfect weekend. You win a real tough game away, and then you've got City Arsenal the next day. It's such a relaxed game. And I mean, the only disappointing would be if Arsenal won. So, but again, not disappointing because they're at home, and also because we did our job. They just have to match us every time. Aaron Picard, any relation to Jean-Luc? Leave the delivery to Arsenal. Brilliant match to watch. Well played all round, but the Reds were the better team up the Reds. Absolutely, totally agree with you. Landman says, football says, for me, Nottingham were the most perfect sort-out team we've played this season. Solid at the back, effective on the ball. Well, no, they didn't even deserve a point though. They didn't deserve. We absolutely battered them for 45 minutes, that half, or 30 minutes at the end.
The second half, yeah.
Their players came onto Instagram afterwards and were like, holy shit. How the hell did we manage to keep that to a draw in the end? Because it was an onslaught. You could see that it rattled them so much. The next game, they went and lost 5-0. It rattled them, proper rattled them. So,
Arsenal, Nottingham Forest at Anfield were really good. They came with a game plan and they were superb that day. So that's a game you could say where a team deserved to win because we didn't do anything in that game because of what Forest did to us. So
I didn't even think if that had ended a draw, it would have been a fair result. I don't think they deserved it as well. They scored a worldie, which very low XG goal, which is luck. Like you got to get that right sometimes, and sometimes you don't. But when I watched that, I didn't think they deserved to win. When I watched that game back, I thought I actually thought it was a worldie. That was the difference between the two games, between two teams in that game, and we were totally on top of them. We just couldn't get through, so we didn't deserve to win. That's different. But I don't think Nottingham Forest did enough to win the game. They scored a worldie.
Not the Forest ground. What's it called? Trent. What's the name of their ground?
Trent Bridge. No, it's City ground.
It's City ground, isn't it? Yeah, the cricket ground. Yeah.
You like Trent?
I was thinking of the river. I was thinking of the River Trent then. So so the City ground, and it's the county ground for Notts County, isn't it? So I think the Forest game at the City ground, the point was a fair result for them in that regards because they defended magnificently. The keeper made so many great saves, and that's part of football. They did their job. They stopped us, getting that winning goal. So, give credit where credit is due. So, Go on,
we'll come back to this last. The slot stuff's better. Let's go to what Slot's saying. Slot says he'd be surprised if we see Trent play on Thursday. I get it. He also has to come up. I'm surprised if we see Trent for a while.
Yeah.
Slot says Gravenberch.
That's what they said on the radio. He has to come up.
Yeah. Slot says Gravenberch was moved wider to the right today to help the combat the threat of Kirkes, and it worked. And it worked because Kirkes didn't really do too much in this game today.
No, he didn't.
It's fantastic. Again, Slot.
That was second half. He moved wider. First half, Kirkes was getting into some positions that troubled us. And they had that goal disallowed from the Kirkes cross, didn't they?
Yeah,
and that was from an overlap.
He was clearly offside.
Yeah. No, he was offside. But what I'm saying is the threat was there because he came in on the overlap. There was nobody helping Trent at that point. It's easy to criticise Trent there and say, well, he let the man get across him, but he had a 2 versus 1. There's only so much you can do in a 2v1, isn't there? So that's where he
didn't. The ball away for that as well, though. Trent, he was so
might
bad.
have done. He might have done. I can't
remember. So bad today. He made it's just him and Robbo at the start were really poor. I thought both of them started poorly. Robbo obviously improved, but I don't think Trent did. Liverpool beat Chelsea in the under-18 Premier League Cup today. Chelsea were winning the game 2-0 in the 83rd minute until Liverpool scored 3 to win. Trey Noni, Rio, and Alvin Ayman. Nice, Damo. Nice.
That's a good game. Three big talents there.
So going back to Ahmed's question before we finish up today, who apart from Mo Salah has been a player of the season?
It's an easy one, isn't it? Ryan Gravenberch.
Well, I think he's been great, but I think he's showing signs lately that he's been lagging. I think Verge has been imperious, man, this year.
Yeah, Verge has, but I think Verge has been Verge. He's consistently always a 7 and an 8 out of 10, which is fantastic. But as a footballer, that's the bare minimum you should be, I think. And Verge's levels are so much higher than everybody else.
Grav's been a 7.
No, I think. But what's the most crucial position in the park? For me, it's your
centre back. Has got to be one of the most crucial as well.
Centre back's but he wouldn't be one of them. But when Fabinho came in, for example, he transformed that team. He transformed us after that Champions League, and when he came in and he was announced, the level we went up a level with Fabinho there. Look at Rodri at Man City, Ballon d'Or winner. There's a reason that CM, whether it be Pirlo, Modric type, or a Rodri, Fabinho type, that player is crucial.
You're getting me wrong. I'm not saying he's not been good. I'm saying he's not the next best after Mo Salah this year. I'm saying he's been very good, but if there's someone who's been consistent every single, and Grav has not been consistent every single game, he's been good majority. Van Dijk has been like a flat line. He's been the same level the whole way. Maybe he had one blip somewhere, but he's literally held us together. When Konate was out, he held us together. He's just imperious. I think that's the thing. Out of the 3, Mo, Trent, and Verge, the 2 of them have been incredible this season. I think Trent's been way below par in comparison.
Trent went below par after the bid came in from Madrid. His level really dropped after that.
Yeah, this year.
It's like his head was really turned at that point, and you could see that. I mean, I go back to the United game. I always said I'm happy for him to be sold now, but at the same time, I appreciate he's a fantastic footballer, and for us to win the league this season, we need all the quality we can possibly have in the team. If he goes in the summer, he goes. So be it. We move on. We always have done. Kevin Keegan left, and I thought that's it. We're never going to recover. And then when suddenly we had the greatest player in the world come and join us, So Suarez left. We thought we're never going to survive. We're never going to score goals again.
Yeah, there will be someone else always.
There is always someone else. So
let's talk Semenyo. Would you take him?
If he played on the right, yes.
Yeah, we got too many left-sided, haven't we?
We got too many. We had this conversation earlier when we spoke this morning. So for me, no, because unless you're losing one of the left-sided players,
Hmm.
then I'd possibly say, yeah, he's definitely worth looking at.
Yeah, if we were to rid of Diaz or something.
Yeah, then he's worth looking at. But right now, not if Diaz and Gakpo are staying. I'd rather look at a right-sided midfielder than in that or right-sided attacker in that regard.
Yeah, well, Chiesa can play there, stays fit, but
Chiesa can play there. But then if Mo doesn't sign a contract, we're definitely going to have to get somebody in, aren't we?
Yeah. Some loudmouth football here saying he'd take PSV's Bakayoko that scored against us this week with the.
But he was more of a striker, wasn't he? He was more of a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think because he was more of a 9. I mean, I'm all for possibly in the summer looking at our number 9s and taking a serious, long, hard look at what our current 2 number 9s are giving to the club. You can have work.
I know you want to speak about this. Let's just
no, I don't.
We do. No, I want you to say it. It's fine. Daniel,
all right, I'll say
giving us a great Daniel saying Salah, Van Dijk, Grav, top 3 for me. I think a fan base is falling into the same illusion rival fans have been when it comes to Virgil. He's become a prisoner of his own greatness. Right, that's that topic ended. Totally agree with Daniel. Great comment.
Yeah.
Now you were just talking about the 9s. I want to change this because I want to see what everybody else thinks that's watching. All 1,100 of you around there, whether you're on Twitter or on YouTube with us. Cam, what are your real passionate thoughts on our 2 number 9s, Núñez and Jota?
Okay. I think I'll start with Núñez. I love him as a football player. I absolutely adore him. I love his passion. I love his energy. I love his work rate. What I don't love about Núñez is his goal scoring. And unless you're bringing more to the game in terms of your link-up play and allowing your 2 wide players to be absolutely phenomenal, say like Bobby was with Sadio and Mo, then you're not bringing enough to the party for me. And so unless he's going to step up and suddenly bang in, say 10 league goals between now and the end of the season, and suddenly show he's worthy of being a starter, not an option off the bench. You know, he was brought as a starter at that price. Let's not kid ourselves. You don't spend a total of 80, 75 million, whatever it was, on a bench player. That's a starter. And right now, after 2.5 seasons, he's not a start for me. So in that regards, he should be considered to be sold in the summer. With Jota, he's our best finisher behind Mo. He's almost our fox in the box, like say Robbie was. He's a great poacher. He's a great link-up player. But what's worrying me now is the number of contact injuries he's suddenly picking up. There suddenly seems to be a fragility. We don't know how serious these contact injuries are. We don't know, what is going on with him in that regard. But he's suddenly picking them up. I mean, as I said to you earlier, that challenge where he went off in that game where he hasn't come back since, and it was an innocuous challenge. It wasn't anything major to look at, and you're thinking, wow, he's going to be out for this number of games, and that's beginning to become a regular occurrence. And when you're getting a player like that, it's great having the greatest finisher in the world, say, but if he's not on the pitch, he's no good to us. He's not contributing for us. So unless he suddenly becomes fit, available, and playing, I would consider selling him in the summer as well. But to turn over 2 number 9s in one summer and to get, say, another 2 to come back in, we don't buy one player when we need to, let alone buy 2 like that. So I think there is the bit of the issue. So I think one of them will definitely go in the summer, and I think it will more than likely be Darwin, because he will have the higher value, possibly, to one of the Saudi clubs maybe. So that's where I'm at.
Chris is hilarious. Jota's always out when FIFA Ultimate Team drops new cards, and then Daniel put this one on us. One stays fit. The one that stays fit can't finish, and the other one who can finish can't stay fit. If we're serious, he agrees with you. We ship them both. So
that's pretty much what I said then, isn't it? Daniel's pretty much said what I said there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts then, realistically?
I don't think we can afford to get rid of both in one season just because of the way we buy players. We just don't buy lots of forwards. So I think we should keep Jota for one more. And I think Nunes is the one because he literally can't finish. Needs to go. So at least the guy who maybe Jota just plays, that 50, 60 minutes a week. I know it's not much, but until we can sell him and buy another, it's going to be rough and it's going to be tough to space it because I don't think Diaz is working. I don't think
Diaz's work rate again is phenomenal, but he's never he hasn't scored a lot of goals this season. He doesn't get a lot of assists. But again, his work rate
right at the start, didn't they? They came right at the start.
The goals were right at the beginning of the season, and that was from the left. But Gakpo's now cemented that position over Diaz. Gakpo suddenly stepped up. Gakpo at home is the player. I think Diaz away on the left is probably the player. It could become one of those two where they're in and out for home games, away games. But that's not good. That's not going to satisfy either of them. I think, again, Diaz is one who might be looking to move on at some point.
Would you swap Jota with Newcastle's forward? Isaac.
Who wouldn't?
Give him the money.
Isaac's phenomenal. Isaac's he's head and shoulders above any striker we've got.
If Mo goes, we need to go for him, I think.
But we
get
won't.
A decent winger.
They won't spend that money. They won't spend that money. They're going to want 150 odd mil for him. Something stupid.
Yeah, it's nuts money.
And that's just too much. It's like somebody just said there in the chat, Jimmy P. Finding a number 9 isn't easy, eh? And I think that's what it comes down to. It's a strange one. I mean, if you look at it last season, or was it the season? Was it a couple of seasons ago? We transformed our midfield with 3 signings, didn't we?
Yeah.
Dom, McAllister, and on McAllister we stole from Brighton.
And
we absolutely stole him.
4. We got 4.
And yeah, so we say that the club doesn't do transformative signings in that regard. Well, actually, we do.
Well, Chris wants, thank you for the super chat, Chris. Really appreciate it. Sell Jota first due to age and contract years left. So I mean, that's a FSG type of thought. That's how the club's thinking, rather than what we're thinking. The club will be thinking like Chris, I think.
Yeah. Well, if the club were thinking like Chris, they would have sold Trent last year. You wouldn't let a £100 million asset walk.
No. I think you've got that one wrong. I think with the Trent one, literally Klopp leaving has put us in this position more than anything else because they couldn't re-sign them when Klopp's. They were going to get re-signed. Okay. They would have got. I know I can't say for a fact. I know at least 2 of them would have signed if Klopp had stayed. They were going to get their contract renewed in the summer. Right. The terms were done, but since Klopp's gone, or since he handed those deals were off the table for the players because they were like, we don't know what the manager's like. It's only in October that the players were like, we love this guy. We want to be here. It doesn't really give Liverpool much of a chance. So,
but let me counteract that.
No, the FSG hating on the contracts is crazy weird to me because they didn't have much of a chance. Hating FSG and not putting money in the club, I agree with.
Yeah. I agree with. But I've still got something to counteract.
Right, and then I can also point at FSG not putting money in enough budget in to buy players to support this team in January. I'm also on that. I agree with that. The contract one, though, that is such a shit situation for the club, just because of the events that happened, and it's just been a shit show for the whole thing.
Yeah, it's been a shit show. Exactly right. And one of the reasons is when a player gets to 2 years left on his contract, not 1 year. When it gets to 2 years, you should be thinking about: are we keeping this player, or are we offering him a new contract? At 2 years, you still got a lot of value. If you're thinking we're not going to keep this player, at 2 years, you've got a lot of value in that player because you've got a 2-year contract in him. So 2 years ago in the summer, Klopp was still here at the club.
Yes, but again, you're ignoring the massive
no. But this is my point, though, isn't it? Though.
But then you see, the context is the key here. Totally, the person who does this and works in advance had gone. had left. Edwards, because of the fallout with Klopp and Pep, he had gone. So the whole place was being run by Klopp.
But we still, this whole place was run by Klopp. Klopp hadn't decided at that point he's leaving.
Schmachter was a pawn, a mate of his that he just came and sat in and gave a job to, who spent most of his fucking time out in Ibiza. He thought we'd sign fucking Caicedo and fucking went to bloody Ibiza. We never saw him again. He was gone. The point is, the whole of the last 2 or 3 years since Edwards left is of the making of the people that were here left. Klopp made the mess with Pep, right?
Yeah.
The players were all in on him anyway. They knew that Klopp was going to be here for a while. He just re-signed a contract like a year ago before he...
That's right,
So they knew he was long-term. So the players were like, hey, it doesn't matter if our contract goes to 1 year left. We're going to sign because he's here. And that was the plan, and that was going to happen. Only Mo is the hard one because Mo wants top dollar every time, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I just feel like it's been a shit show since Edwards has left. Now Edwards is back with Hughes. It has to take time. It's just going to take time. One thing with Edwards and Hughes is if they could just be given some more money, it would be nice to be able to do this.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree. You're absolutely spot on in what you're saying there. So obviously you're privy to a little bit more behind the scenes, and obviously what I am, can only go by what little whisperings, the odd little whispering I hear here and there as such. So
I'm not saying I'm in the know at all. I'm just saying
no.
These things,
you're looking at it rationally and reasonably. I get that, but I still believe, in my view, when it's 2 years left on your contract, that's when the club should be negotiating with any players. I mean, we signed players in that window when Edwards wasn't here, when Klopp was running the show. So why can't we be having contract negotiations? It's not like the whole club stops running because one player is one person behind the scenes who's an admin person as such has walked away.
But processes do change, and that's the problem. We had Ian Graham was leaving. We had all these people jump ship. We know even Ward, who was like Edwards' next man, left. He was like, I can't stay here either. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me because he had
Julian Ward, was it?
Julian Ward, because
that's right. Yeah, he only managed one season, didn't he?
I think he's back now, or he's working with us again, but I'm not sure. But apparently, he gave it like 6 or 7 months working with the new entourage of Klopp and the way they were buying. Didn't work for him either. Luckily, it all worked out well.
Yeah, that one.
What's that?
Read that one, Manny.
This one.
Yeah, read that.
Oh, watching the talent on Bournemouth gives more confidence in Hughes. I don't know why. Well, obviously because Hughes has picked it and bought it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I would love to give him a chance. I am really annoyed at the club for not supporting the squad and giving us some more oomph towards the end of the season. But the contract stuff, I have to be on the I pride myself on trying to be objective and looking at it clearly. And I think this squad needs some help now with the fullbacks.
100%.
And the DM needs it, so they didn't do it. But on the contracts, I just see that it was a perfect storm in the wrong way.
Look at our bench today. How strong was our bench today?
Do you want this to be a call-in show, Spider? Like, do you want to come in and share video? Like, if you want to, we can send you a link. I don't know how we get in touch. We're not going to put it in the chat because then everybody will be joining. So, let us know.
No, but
happy to get people calling in on video. Absolutely, if you want to do that in the future, folks.
Yeah. So I mean, but what I was going to say was, we say we need more players. We do. We definitely need a number 6. We definitely need a centre back. But if you also look at our bench today, the options we had off the bench today, it maintained our level, and that's fantastic to see. You remember the time when Klopp was here? You used to turn around, look at the bench, and it's what Bournemouth had today. Look around the bench, it's just kids. How can I bring anybody on? Curtis, Bradley, Endo, Tsimikas, Jota, Nunes. Them 6 players are starters for most Premier League teams.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah.
And when you've got that much quality on, and Chiesa wasn't even on the bench today.
Mad.
Yeah, because he was given a rest because it was his first 90 minutes.
So you know
in
what
midweek.
you know what the really interesting thing is? We come into the game, no injuries in the squad, right? And this
Which
time
is
last year, let me tell
only
you,
Gomez.
no, Gomez is back training as well.
He's back training, but he's not fully fit yet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No injuries. Yeah.
So let me just tell you this. There was a stat Sai put on. No, he didn't. Where was it? Yeah, we were just about to catch fire last year. We got 7 injuries on this day. No, we had 7 on this day, and then 11 in 2 weeks' time. So this was the time where this is the time where this is the hard part now for Liverpool FC. So we've got one.
But sorry. If you listen to all the outside noise, we don't get injuries. You know, no, we don't have injuries. You need to wash your mouth out with soap and water, mate. How dare you?
Imagine mid-Feb, you have 11 injuries in the squad. I remember we went to the Carabao Cup final with nothing. Like it was
and that kids were fantastic against Chelsea. Yeah. And that was Klopp's last game in the finals. Last trophy we won last season. So who's Spider, Gags? It seems like it's someone
Sorry, that's fine. No, I'm just talking to what's his name, Jack on the side. Oh. Yeah, I just put a comment into the chat to say, hey, welcome to join in the future, but I didn't put in the future, silly me. Yeah, so welcome to join us in the future, Spider, if you want to. No problem. We're an open channel. Anybody can join us if you want to start. That's how Cam, can you believe the way Cam joined me the first time Cam met me was that we started doing live audio shows, and it was the Man United game when Suarez scored 2. Gerrard scored a pen.
3-0. We were 3-0 up at half time.
Suarez scored 1 and Gerrard scored 2 pens, wasn't it? It was something like that.
It was a long time ago. It was just an audio feed, wasn't it?
Something like that. So, and then we were doing audio, live audio shows, and Cam joined in the chat. And that's how we met Cam for the first time. And that's how we started following Anfield Index. Then we met him at a 5 times event. Back in the day, 5-time events used to be the ones where all the legends used to come. And we started sponsoring these events. And so basically, Cam met us there. And then since then in it's going to be 10 years, 2015, 2014.
It's been over 10 years.
Yeah, it's been over 10 years.
Don't forget, Destiny was 10 years.
10 years of Cam. Yeah. Oh my God. But since then,
the biggest mistake he's made.
Cam's been, let me tell you, a massive, influence on my life. He's been a brilliant friend of mine. I am thankful for this platform that I got to meet people like him. So if you don't think that there's something good that comes out of collaborating, working with people, believe me, it's this Anfield Index is a blessing. It's an absolute blessing for me because I get to have friends like him in my life. So yeah, absolutely. If we can make more
wives get on, don't they, guys? Even though wives get on.
That's it. Yeah. Come and join us whenever you want, people. If you think that you can do something for Anfield Index, if you think you can contribute, I welcome you. Like there's nothing like we don't have a closed shop or whatever. If you think that you need it, come and join us.
You've got something to say, this is the place to come and say it.
Absolutely. Like Chris, absolutely an AI Pro subscriber, a proper supporter of ours. Then we started AI Pro in 2017 with Eddie and Greg, and honestly, the content is incredible. It's not it doesn't get its flowers out there because it's behind a paywall, but and it's going to be 10 years for Chris since following us as well. So it's a decade, and AI is actually going to be 14 years old in 5 days' time, folks. 14 years old on February the 6th. The first time I tweeted for a game was February the 6th, 2011. And that week, I earned 10,000 followers on Twitter just because I was tweeting stats. And we were the first people to go and pay for stats from Opta. And we were the first site to create a paid-for stats platform at that time. We don't have it anymore because they banned me from it because I was basically, the clubs were coming to me to get the stats and they wanted to sell them for 20 grand to the clubs and they were getting a $39.99 from me. So, but basically we built such a great system with one of my friends at work that people could just get the stats and do the analysis. And And yeah, we started this stats revolution, and all the sites you see now doing all these stats are all born from the idea that Anfield Index and EPL Index grew. And yeah, I'm very proud of what we started and where we got to. And in the end, because they kicked us off, we had to pivot to podcasting. And that's when the audio stuff came, and that's when Cam and all the friends came, and that's now led us to YouTube. So if you wanted a bit of background, that's how we started, and we're going to be 14 years old on Feb the 6th, which is a big day. 14 years old. Amazing. I can't believe this has been 14 years of my life.
Nearly as old as my boy, who's 16 and on the 10th of Feb.
Yeah, my girl's 16 as well. She was
20th of Feb. I should get it right. I should know his birthday. 20th of Feb. I apologize. Sorry, Harvey. Yeah.
How can you do that to your kid? Hi, Gags Tandon and Cam. How are you? Newcastle United should sign who? What? I'm not sure about a Newcastle post. I'm sorry, Adiri. I have no idea about Newcastle. Who should they sign and whatever? I'm fine. If you think they should, great. Sorted. Yeah. Anyway, that turned a bit emotional, but at least I got to tell my friend what I thought about him. That's the main thing. And on live television or on YouTube. Sorry. But yeah.
Well, at least we didn't argue today. That makes a change.
I think we were.
We were close. We tried.
Yeah. You know what you should do? You should join me and Grizz at some point as a guest, like a pop-in.
Oh my god!
Because that would
be too much. I don't think people could land on that on a Thursday night. You know what I mean?
No, it'd be hilarious though. So me and Grizz
take Friday off work.
Me and Grizz will be back on Friday this week because the match is on Thursday this week. So yeah, we're going to be busy this week.
I might be about.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
Yeah, let us know. We'll ask Grizz as well. I mean, he might say no. He might. I don't want Cam on the show.
Well, there is that.
It's Chat G and G, not Chat G and B. Like what the hell? You know, Chat GGB.
What do you mean B? My first name begins with K.
No, but yeah, I know, but we gotta. It's gotta rhyme. It's not KBG, is it?
You're gonna turn it into GB News at this rate.
Yeah, but no. Anyway, I think we're done. We should say how amazing Mo Salah is and how much we appreciate him. It's great to see him back on form. Today, Mo Salah ran the show as well. So you're right. I just thought you're right to pick him as the man of the match, Cam. I just thought that Ali saved
the saves. You're right. You were right as well. That's what I said, because for me, nobody actually really stood out phenomenally. I just think it was a good all-round performance, but ultimately it's the goals that won it. But at the same time, you're correct in that the saves Ali made were crucial. But for me, that's what you pay the big bucks for those saves. And this is what we paid the big bucks to Mo for those goals. So, you know, but it's the goals that win it. But it's at the same time, you got to stop the goals.
Clean sheets, dude.
Yeah.
Remember, clean sheets.
I remember that other save. There was that other chance at the beginning of the second half. It hit Ibu.
Yeah.
Ali was diving the other way, according to the radio.
Thank you very much, Cam. And you know what? We have to say massive thanks to Jack as well, who's been pulling up all of these comments for us. We really appreciate you, Jack. Carry on doing the hard work you're doing as well. And Cam, thanks for reaching out and saying you're free. And made this show awesome. Thank you very much.
No, thanks for having us.
No
worries. Pleasure as always.
And everybody else, thank you. No worries, Damo. Thank you, mate. You're supporting us a lot. We see you on all the chats and channels, and you're a massive supporter. So thank you. We appreciate you very much, and Manu as well. See you around in the shows too. Big up for you as well. Everyone and Chris.
And Chris is a legend.
Legend. Thank you so much, Chris. Are you in Discord? If you are, just tell us which one you are, so we can pay you some respect, mate, and give you the flowers. So come and join us in Discord and have a chat.
Self-raising or playing.
Exactly.
Anyway,
thank
on
you,
that
Spider. Appreciate it. Thank you, Aiden. But everyone else, appreciate you being here, watching us on Twitter. Come over to YouTube, support us, please. We're trying to grow this thing and make it a staple for you guys to come to. We try and keep it real. No real crazy, like over the top stuff where we're making these crazy, comments or saying silly things. We just talk Liverpool, and we love Liverpool. And me and Cam been to Champions League finals together. Spent a lot of time watching the Reds together. The Klopp era for me and you, Cam, was incredible. Maybe we'll talk about that on another Gags Tandon show when Cam joins me.
Yeah.
And go through all the trips that we've done together.
Madrid,
and right now,
Paris.
this
Wembley.
So many.
Yeah.
Well, just Anfield for all the cup games.
Oh my God. Nina forget her glasses, and we have to give a radio commentary during the game.
Why would you go to a football match and not be able to see anything? Remember that one?
Nina,
at
isn't it?
Wembley?
What do you expect? I'm just so glad that she had a glasses.
Remember that one? No, the best one was when we were at Wembley when we lost to Man City, right? In the in the Carabao. Was it called the Carabao then as well? I think it was. We lost to City, and I said, bloody hell, Emre's having a right go, having a proper word with Coutinho there. And she goes, oh, is he, Gags? What did he say? I'm like, what? I'm like, I can see with my eyes they're having a convo.
Nothing beats that.
How do I know what they're saying, dude? Like, oh my God.
What kind of livery, Gags?
It was like, from like in the flipping, I was in the flipping top section of the Wembley Stadium.
Like, you were in heaven, weren't you?
She was, she's funny, man. She's funny. Support Nina on Sundays. Final whistle on this channel. Go over there, take the piss out of her. She's a good. It was Capital One Cup, Daniel. Thank you. Go and support Nina as well on. I can't wait to have Nina on one of these post-match shows. It'd
that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah, it'd be bloody mental. It'd be bloody mental. Maybe we do 3 of us.
If you can do 3 of us, you might as well get Party on as well. We make it into a Desi after show. Imagine that.
I would just go on for like 4 hours, though. We don't want to do that, yes.
There's worse things in life.
Great reminiscing on old stories. We go back a long way. Thank you, Cam. We appreciate you doing this. Thanks. Chris goes, bring her in when we drow so she can say drow.
Drow.
That was it. Drow. I don't want to draw. She does not allowed to come on the show then. If we're going to draw, she's not allowed. So it just wins, please. We want to win this title and then win everything else.
What was my one? Was it Phil?
Yeah, yours was Phil. Every answer was Phil. Phil. Fucking hell. Right, so, oops. I'm going to get told.
We can do this all night. We can do this all night.
Right, we'll go. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate you. We will see you on Thursday night for the next game. A bit of a break. Thankfully for the Reds, they can just watch everyone else burn. Burn, boys. Burn. Right, off to watch AFTV now. Thank you, folks. Bye.